Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Mike Cobb's Offshore Investment Report. Today I have a question for Mike. One question, okay? I think you're going to find the question intriguing. I know you're going to find the answer highly informative from the Offshore Investment Oracle. Mike, welcome.
Hey, Carter, good to be with you. Yeah, I'm actually down here in Belize right now. We got a busy week ahead of us. We've got 3 board meetings that I'm part of and 2 shareholder meetings and a strategic planning session. So it's going to be a crazy busy week. And I appreciate the fact that we've moved the interview time around a little bit. In fact, I've got to be on a golf cart here in about 23 minutes, headed to my very first board meeting. So yeah, good.
All right.
Yeah, busy week. I love it.
Okay.
What are we talking about today?
Golf cart ride.
Yeah.
I have 2 golf carts. I love them. I wish I could ride everywhere in them. So the question is this, and you're the perfect one to ask because you have made incredible investments all over Central America, and now you're in Portugal. It just keeps on going. Somebody comes to you. They say, Mike, I'm not rich. I'm not poor. I got $250,000. I want a way to have cash flow. I also want a way to build my equity. What should I do offshore with it? What am I going to do? Lay it on it. What's your response?
Yeah. All right. So here we go. The easiest investments are well, maybe not the easiest. They are easy, but I'm just trying to frame it. Let me commit my favorite. How's that? My favorite.
That's
what I
your
absolutely.
Favorite. We will take
my
your favorite. Your favorites have paid off very well so far. We'll take your favorite.
Right. So person has $250,000.
That's it.
I think the best thing to do is diversify it. And actually, you can actually get 3 investments in 3 countries with $250,000. So the first one, which I think is truly the best investment, is a studio condominium in the Best Western condo Grand Bayman community here in Belize. In fact, that's where I'm sitting. I'm sitting in one of our Best Western studios. These are studio condominiums. They are in a Best Western branded condo hotel. They're about 3 blocks off the Caribbean, and they're $130,000 or $129,900, but $130,000, right? $130,000. You got to throw another maybe 10, 12 grand in for a furniture package, whatever. So let's call it 150. You're at 150.
All right, you're in.
All in. Now that's a cash purchase. You own it. You get title to it. It's yours, right? And you can use it as a vacation property. In fact, most of our owners use it, I don't know, 2 to 4 weeks a year, maybe 6 weeks a year, whatever. They come down and use it. But the rest of the time, they put it in a rental program. And the nice thing is Best Western does a tremendous job of putting heads on beds and in really and it's a 3-star property, right? Look, we have a Marriott property in development on the ocean. The prices start there at about $350 and go up, right?
Which is still great.
Yeah, which is phenomenal. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But there are so many travelers today looking at Belize who want a branded product. They don't want to stay in the Mike Cobb hotel. They don't know who Mike Cobb is, right? So they want to stay in a hotel. They're going on vacation and they think, you know what, it's like, why do people go to McDonald's or Cracker Barrel or any fast food restaurant or any branded restaurant, as opposed to a diner, right? I mean, and look, by the way, I'm going to wander for a minute. The first people who come to a country like Belize, I call them mountain men, right? Jeremiah Johnson, right? They're mountain men, right? The second group are the pioneers, the Daniel Boones, right? Who are pioneers as opposed to mountain men, right? Those 2 categories of people, one is highly adventurous, one is adventurous, but the third set of people who generally come to a country like Belize are settlers, right? They're the people with the families and they got their wagon trains and they're coming out, right? And so what do they want? They want predictability. They want consistency. They want a lot less adventure, right? They're settlers, right? They weren't the mountain men and they weren't the pioneers, right? They're like the third wave. Well, Belize has moved into this third wave of traveler. It's become mainstream.
Yes.
Southwest flies here, WestJet out of Canada. They give away free nights in Belize on Wheel of Fortune or TV show, Wheel of Fortune, right? And so when you got Wheel of Fortune giving away 3 weeks in Belize, you've hit mainstream. And what mainstream travelers want is brand. They want certainty. They want predictability, right? and they're definitely not as adventurous as the other two categories. So on the ocean here, you've got one Marriott that's up and running. It's an autograph product. You've got a Hilton product that's off the water by Curio. It's a Curio by Hilton. We have our Marriott under development right now, which is a big red letter M, traditional Marriott resort and residences. And those are all on the water. Those are all big ticket, $350, $450, $500 a night properties. We have a property right here, 3 blocks off the water, Best Western, $150 a night, right? One third the price. So for that cost conscious traveler, mainstream traveler from the United States who's looking for a branded product, this is perfect, right? Because it gives them the brand that they want, the certainty and the predictability of standards, right? So they're not going to the Mike Cobb hotel, who's Mike Cobb, and bed bugs or whatever, right? So, but they're not paying $350, $400, $500 on the beach. So it fits the niche, and there's nobody else with a branded product off the water here. We are it. And so for a branded product at $150 a night, like, we're the answer. So as an investment, right? Again, it's 3-star, right? And we have a beautiful pool. We have a fitness center. We have tennis courts. It's a really nice place, right? But there's no place to get dry cleaning done. It's not a Marriott, right? Or whatever the next level up is, right? But the point is that you can own one of these for about $150,000 all in, and use it, a few weeks a year or whatever, put it in a rental program the rest of the time. And you've got Best Western putting the heads on the beds, plus whatever we as a company do as well. So that's my favorite investment. That's the one. The other two, Carter.
That one, let me clarify. That gives both cash flow, continual cash flow. Folks, this is not a timeshare. You own the property.
Correct. You get fee simple title or strata title because it's a condo, right? You get strata title, which is what you would get, the exact same title you would get in the US if you bought a condo. You get title to it here. Thank you for clarifying, Carter. It is 100% full ownership.
Fantastic.
You own it.
So you get the equity, which is going to mount. Look, folks, remember the Mike Cobb curve, investment curve. You see Belize there is one of the countries where it is a good investment now. Not just
right. Well, it's in the sweet spot, Carter. It's in the sweet spot because
it's in the sweet spot. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's climbed up in popularity enough that Wheel of Fortune gives the weeks away, but it's not nearly as popular, say, as Cancun, Mexico, just 100 miles or 150 miles north of here, right? And so, it's this weird arbitrage. Arbitrage is where you make money, right? In between reality and perception, right? Perception and reality. That difference is money.
A similar property in Cancun would cost you 3-4 times as much, maybe 5 in the U.S. If you got something that close to the ocean, let's say in Ocean City, Maryland, which you up 10 times. $1 million
bucks. Yeah, $1 million bucks. Right.
$1 million bucks easily. All right.
So
you said diversify. That's number one. What's
number one?
Two.
Number two would be a teak parcel in Panama. Now you're going to a whole nother country. You're going to a whole nother type of investment, an agricultural investment that is all about generational wealth stewardship, right? You invest, say, 25 grand, and I'm picking that number, 25, 30 grand, whatever. You get some baby teak parcels, right? 2 or 3 baby teak parcels. They take 25 years to mature. And people are always like, 25 years. Look, I planted my first teak plantation in 1999. And that was, 23 years ago. And I had a very simple thought process. I said to myself, in 25 years, I'm either going to need the money and I'm going to be really glad I did this. Or in 25 years, I'm not going to need the money and I'm going to be really glad I did this. Look, 25 years comes. 25 years comes. And
very quickly.
Well, 25 years, right? We're 23. I got 2 more years, 3 more years to harvest, right? And the point is that the first harvest will be mine or my family's or the investors, the original investors in the group, right? That'll be our investment. Then we're going to cut the trees down, get the money. We're going to replant it. And the next harvest in 25 more years will be for the kids, or maybe it'll be for the grandkids or whatever, right? But the nice thing about it is, again, you own the land, you get title. Now in Panama, it's called escritura publica. It's fee simple title. It's public title, right? It's the same thing as fee simple in the US, except it's the civil law version, which is escritura Publica, public title, right? So you get title to the land, you own the land, the trees are there, and then when the 25 years is up, you cut them down, you replant, and in 25 more years, the next generation gets the harvest. But the beautiful thing is then you cut them down again, and the next generation gets the harvest, right? It's like a 25-year cycle, so it's almost one generation, right? Generations, 20 years, right? But kind of like every generation gets a harvest forever in perpetuity, right? For as long as people want teak. So
what's the amount? What's the amount again? 25,000?
I think it's $8,000 for a quarter acre teak parcel. So 3 of them would be 25, round numbers, right? And 4 of them would be 30, 35, whatever the math, 32, I guess, right? Something like that. So, so 3 or 4 teak parcels would get you agricultural investment. You get this long-term, long cycle cash flow is what I call it. Long cycle cash flow. People always think about cash flow as paycheck every 2 weeks. Okay, that's cash flow, right? You own some rental properties. You get a rent check every month, right? Yeah. You have stocks maybe that pay an annual dividend, cash flow. People don't think about 25 years as cash flow. It's just long cycle cash flow, but it's big money, and it's the way to steward wealth into the future, your future generation. So I planted 100 acres in Panama, 23 years ago. So I believe in it. I've done it. Yeah.
Quick question. When you say it's 25 years to maturity, okay. Yeah. I have 2 questions. First one is, at the end of 25 years, I still own the land, right?
Yeah, correct.
And is it replanted? And then in another 25 years, it gives me another return.
That is correct.
So this is real cash flow. This is real cash flow.
It is. It's just long cycle. It's 25. It's every 25 years.
Flow.
Yeah, long cycle cash flow.
Now, I know there are no guarantees on percentage returns, but there has to be a track record on something. I know very, very wealthy people and huge college endowment funds invest in hardwoods. And teak is one of the most popular hardwoods.
Absolutely. Harvard, Yale, Malone. I mean, now I'm moving over to, some of the big family, P. Green family, the Seagrams families. I mean, the biggest, Ted Turner, I mean, one of your favorites, I know. Anyway. But,
well, he was smart. He was smart enough to divorce Jane Fonda. So come on.
There you go. All right. There you go. But he married her. So anyway, but the point is, that the very wealthiest families, these big family offices, right? The big, huge endowments, right? The Harvards, the Yales, the Princetons of the world. Huge. I mean, they understand that this is a way to steward wealth into the future, and it's big money. So, for example, again, there are no predictions. Predictions, whatever.
That's right. Yeah.
Whatever. Just, a total qualifier. Hey, this is an investment. It's risky. You might lose all your money, whatever you're supposed to say, right? Bottom line is that, an $8,000 investment using today's teak prices, if the teak does grow and doesn't burn down or, whatever, all the things that could possibly happen to it in 25 years is about a $90,000 return in 25 years. And I don't know what kind of return that is in percentages, but anyway, it's a good one. I mean, it's
incredible return. It's a great return.
Right. And
it's fantastic. If a person's young, I'll put it in perspective here. A young couple that just got married, they can come up with $8,000. Yeah. That money comes in right about the time their kid needs to go to college.
Yeah, right.
It's
or
perfect.
Finishes and they can pay off any loans or whatever. Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely, Carter. Yeah.
All right. Right. That's 2. I know we got to move quickly. What is number? We get it right. 3.
Number 3. People are gonna shake their heads and think I'm crazy. I would buy a single family home site at Grand Pacifica. I would buy the home site. I wouldn't. Maybe buy a home, but you said $250, so whatever. A home site under $50,000. In our Grand Pacifica community will appreciate significantly over a 5 to 10 year period. So I'm going to call that a medium hold. It's not going to cash flow. It's a home. It's a lot, right? There's no cash flow, right? But right now in our phase 1, there are 204 home sites that were developed. 180 some are sold. So there's 20 left. I'm making up numbers. I'm close on that. There are 20 home sites left in phase 1 of our Grand Pacifica San Diego Viejo neighborhood. And I think some of them are 39.9, 40 grand, right? So,
That's right.
so to me, I know people go, oh, Nicaragua, but you know what? I mean, we've got right today, we have I think we have 97 houses under construction today. I mean, we have over 100 addresses complete. We have full-time residents, and we're basically by the end of this year doubling the number of homes at Grand Pacifica. And so for folks who again, this idea of arbitrage, the difference between reality and perception, is the fact that you can actually own a home site in Nicaragua. It's a wonderful, safe country. And I lived there for 14 years. So for me, it's a no-brainer. So I hope for other folks, they'll come visit, they'll put their feet on the ground and see for themselves what an incredible country it is, so that they can draw their own conclusions. We mentioned Ted Turner before. If you're the kind of person who wants to let Ted Turner and the other mainstream media tell you what to think, then you're right. Don't come to Nicaragua, because
don't bother. And you lose because it's fantastic.
You lose. But if you don't like having other people do your thinking for you, and you say, you know what, I can do my own thinking, get on an airplane, fly to Nicaragua, and check out Grand Pacifica. And I'm guessing that if you had this 250 and you bought, you decide you want to own a Best Western in Belize and some teak in Panama, you're going to go, oh yeah, I get it. I think I want to own one of these home sites at Grand Pacifica as well. So there are my three, Carter.
There are your three. And let me specifically say, because I just did a direct mail letter to Offshore Club members this past week, Casita Village. Go to, folks, Grand Pacifica, go to communities, a little button at the top, hit Casita Village. The price right now is around, like you say, but around $40,000 for that lot. And it's a Mike Cobb community. So it's going to appreciate as they build around it. It's fantastic. And it's a gorgeous lot. And very close to the ocean, very close to the golf course. Yeah. That's a gimme. That's perfect. I love it.
All right. Carter,
hey,
thanks. I do. Thanks for having me on, man. And I am going to bug out, but we'll see you next week, man.
All right, Mike. Thank you. Excellent advice. All right, folks. Perfecto. There's my Spanish. I would also recommend at Grand Pacifica. Look at those prices for cozy homes. Okay, check those out. The same thing. There, look, here's one, $140,000. Then you get the home and the property near the ocean. So there's number 4 for you. But the top 3 from the Offshore Investment Oracle are clearly the top 3 to go for. So, as I say to you every week on the Mike Cobb's Offshore Investment Report, let's do this thing.